Hey, you guys, what's happening? Um, it's Humble for Christ here. I just wanted to, get on and share some of my thoughts on what's going on around the world, period. Loss of life is apparently everywhere, and all of a sudden, loss of life as well as police brutality type loss of life. And it's frustrating to me because it's like, you know, the protests are great and that's good to raise awareness, but after we raise awareness, what are they going to do to change it? What are they going to do to take the ugly police off the force? Like, are they actually going to go through every, are they actually going to do investigations? Are they going to investigate the police officers? Are they going to fire them? Are they going to throw them in jail for life, which is what they deserve, or death, whatever. I don't really care as long as something happens to them. That's what I care about. I do care that justice is done for George Floyd and his family, you know, and everybody else out there who's lost someone to police brutality. It's not fair. It's not right, and it shouldn't continue being done, of course. So, with that being said, I guess I get a little irritated and agitated because I see all the hard work that we as people, as human beings, put into protesting and standing up for our rights. And we do it hard too. We're out there, and marching, making our banners, shouting, representing what they did to him, making it known to the world what's going on. And it's known worldwide now. There are protests all over the world. And I love seeing that. I'm very happy and excited, to see that the world is standing up. It's not just America standing up. America has made the world stand up and see. I love protests. I love that they do raise awareness, but I want to know and see the change that they're going to make. I want to see the change. That's it. Like, after all the protesting is done, is the change going to come about? And how soon is the change going to come about? How long do we have to wait for the change? How long do we have to wait until people get it and they, like the government gets it or the police force gets it at least? Let the police force get it at least. There are many sheriffs and there are many police officers actually out there with the protesters, and I love seeing that because that's a sign right there that not all officers are dangerous officers. Not all officers are poisonous officers, meaning bad, and they're out there to kill and hurt and destroy. There are many police officers that are out there to protect, and they're doing the right thing. Some of the police officers that I grew up with that were at my school, growing up, at our elementary schools in America, at our high schools, at our middle schools, you know, um, police officers that are around the neighborhood that know a particular neighborhood. They're out there marching with the people, raising awareness. And I love that, and I'm glad to see that. The next step I want to see is real change, and that's what I pray for. That's what I pray these protests that are going on all over the world do, is bring change, real change. Not just change that's going to last for a day and then it's back to how it was. And that's been the problem, America would keep repeating history, continue to repeat history over and over again. We're just repeating and repeating because why? Racism hasn't stopped. Racism isn't leaving, apparently, isn't going anywhere. You know, it's a demon that's attached to people, and you have to get it off of you. And it's hard, especially when you have generations of racism on you, and then you're the one to step out and break that. It's scary and it's hard, but it has to be done. Racism is nothing but a horrible generational curse that was put there by a bad spirit. That's what I believe racism is. And it takes one person to stop it. How do you think we had Quakers back in the day? Back in the slave day, there were white people who helped slaves get to freedom. You know what I'm saying? There were white people who slaves actually trusted to get to freedom. You know, so it was the ones that was Quakers that broke the cycle. They broke that generational curse. They said, look, black people are people, just like we're people. We're human like they're human. How is it that they can, back then in the slave day, it was like, how is it that they can, make our food, bring us our plates, but then we're scared to touch them, or we don't want them touching us, or we don't want them using the same bathroom. Does that make any sense in your head? No, it doesn't. So there were a few smart white folks out there that realized that and said, no, that doesn't make sense. Why in the world should I be afraid of somebody that's actually cooking my food? If that's the case, they shouldn't be cooking my food because they could kill me if I'm that afraid of them. If they're worth, if they're that dangerous to me, they shouldn't even be cooking my food, Because think about it. If I'm making your dinner every day and I work for you, I have the opportunity to kill you every day. Rat poisoning, some kind of poisoning, some leaf back in the day could have poisoned a whole bunch of people. They could have died. People don't think about stuff like that. And it's like constantly we've had people that have we've had people, in our black community that have stepped out all over the world, that have stepped out and took the giant leaps that brought about real change. Yes. Without Martin Luther King Jr., without Malcolm X, without, all those, everybody, Booker T. everybody, the women of NASA, without the women of NASA on Hidden Figures, I just learned about them recently. I know, it's crazy, but I just learned about them. The women of NASA helped to run the big machine called the IBM. There were black women operating that machine that actually got it to run right for the first time. It was black women. Amazing. It was a black woman who came up with the landing and the takeoff, the right point to take off and the right point to land, the right angles to take off and the right angles to land. It was a black lady that came up with all that. She came up with all of that, like literally, She was a math genius in her head. It was incredible. She was like a human calculator. It was amazing, and it was because of her that men got to space. It was because of her that we even touched the stars. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. So, like Martin Luther King Jr., without him, segregation would still be here. So segregation is no longer, a part of America, but at the same time it's still mentally a part of America. And it's still physically, you can see it when you go through neighborhoods. When you go through neighborhoods, you have the south side, you have the east side, you have the west side, the north side. But on the south side, it's poor people, it's people of low income, it's people that, that's where most of the alcohol and drug stores are. It's where most of, the real drugs are at, You got people that come from the east and the west side to get their drugs from the north and the south side because that's the roughest city. That's the roughest of the cities. Every time it's, that's something that's very bothering because it's like, like I said, everybody's out there protesting. We're all fighting for something. And it's not just nothing that we're fighting for. We're fighting for a change, real change. And everybody, I think that we're all mad enough as a community and as a people, as a whole, period. You got white folks getting mad with us, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's mad at the fact that change hasn't happened since then, since slavery. All it did was change. All that happened was the dynamics of slavery changed, and that's it, literally. So, I guess my real hope, at the end of all this. And like I said, this is just my opinions. It's just how I feel about what's happening right now. Like I said, I'm proud to see everything that's going on. That makes me happy and excited. I literally wish I was in America right now protesting with everybody. I wish I was out there in the streets protesting with them. I'm that kind of person. I'll be there. Like, where the protest at? I'm right there on my sign, But since I can't do that, I decided to just make a video and just talk about how I was feeling about all this because, recently we lost a good friend of ours, a longtime friend of ours from years ago. But we recently lost him this past week, and it was, it was difficult to deal with because it was like he was gone too soon. And with everything going on in America, even here in Israel, there's racism, there's, wrong judgment towards people of any color. The word nigger is used a lot, except it's kushim over here. But that doesn't make it right to be said, period, because it's still offensive. So, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to see real change like everybody else. I wish I was there to be out there with the protesters. I wish I was. Because I do think that this is going to bring about a huge change. I just don't know how big or how small of a change it's going to bring about. So it definitely makes me, wonder where's the change going to be, because there have been many lives that we've protested for. There have been many lives that we've protested for, and change didn't happen. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on what's going on around the world today. And, even with Corona, an update on that over here in Israel, everything is back open, literally. I think the only thing that's not open is the movie theaters. So, yeah. All the kids are back in school, but unfortunately, the second wave over here has started. So I think that the schools will be closing soon. It started with the teachers, and yeah. And this time it started in I think the northern part of Israel, or the central part, like Tel Aviv somewhere. And all the teachers, it was some teachers in Tel Aviv that came to school sick, and they had COVID. They tested positive for the COVID-19, and them and their classroom had to be quarantined, so they had to go home, self-quarantine 14 days or whatever. So, yeah. But the teachers that were sick were hospitalized, I do believe. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure about that. I didn't really check it out or look it up. But anyway, you guys, so yeah, that's my thoughts on everything that's going on. But it is shocking to me that I had a cousin that said this. She's like, it's so funny. And it's been a lot of people that saying this. It's so funny that all these protests are going on, but nobody is sick. Ew. Yeah, I'm not shocked. It's called It Was Planned. All this is planned. So, yeah, if they delete my video, oh well. But all this was planned, just so you know. So, don't be acting slow. Wake up, people, Everything that's going on is literally written down to happen. They create, just so you know, if you know about the Illuminati or not, majority of the world does, what to do anyway. But I know that their motto is order from chaos. So what's going on in America right now, what's going on all over the world, they're going to take advantage of it. And they're saying that this is the way we get order back, because chaos has to take place first before we can restore order. You understand? Like, they want it to get as chaotic as it can get, as crazy as it can get. And then they're going to call out all their National Guard constantly. Then it's going to turn into martial law all over, not just in America, all over. So, here they're talking about maybe shutting down again. They're not sure yet. So, I've just been keeping up with the news lately. I'm sorry I haven't been doing any updates on what's going on with the COVID-19. I'm meant to stay updating you guys about what's going on here in Israel. But yeah, as of right now, we have had a second wave already start here, so I hope to hear from someone out there. Y'all write me, tell me what's going on in America, email me, whatever. It's cool. But anyway, thank you for watching Humble for Christ. I just wanted to share my thoughts, and comment below whatever you have to say. Willing to hear it, I'll comment back. I'm going to make sure I check my comments daily so that I can respond to you guys quicker. And all right, thanks for watching, and, share how you feel. Through all this, there has to be something positive somewhere in it. The one positive thing that I look at is the protests. I love them, and I love that people are standing up. And it's not just black people that are standing up, it's everybody now that's standing up and saying this is wrong and this has to stop. And it does. Police brutality has to stop. They feel like because it says police on my shirt, I can get away with murder. I can get away with whatever I want. I can slap you and nothing will happen to me. I can just lie and say, you were bucking up against me or something like that. So, it's like, that's not fair. That's not right. It's wrong. Police brutality shouldn't happen nowhere in the world, and it shouldn't keep happening to black people, Hispanic people, Ethiopian people, anybody of color. It shouldn't keep happening to. you know. And now that there's everybody out there marching, it's happening to not just us, it's happening to everybody, you know, because now it's the police against the people. And that's what they have it like, it's police against the people. So anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. You know, like I said, I just wanted to give my thoughts and my opinions on what's going on. And that's it. You know, it's not, you know, it's really just black and white, cut and dry, real simple. Just wanted to share what was going on in my head about all this that's happening all over the world. So, love you guys. I do. Thank you for watching, my subscribers out there. And I hope that you like and share the video. And please comment. Like I said, give your opinion. Share what you're thinking. You know, make a video. I'll watch it. Share it with me. I'll share it. All right. Stay blessed. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.